Good morning, guys. Today we're going to talk about combining like terms. I know I've got a little glare here in my screen, but I think you can still get the basic gist of what we're trying to accomplish today. So we're going to start with just counting things in a picture. So the question this wants to know is how many apples are there? Well, we've got 1, 2. How many bananas? 1, 2, 3, 4. And oranges 2. So there were 2 apples, 4 bananas, and 2 oranges. Okay, this is very similar to what we're going to see when we start combining like terms. All right, the second picture we go to, it's asking the same thing, except for now we have 2 pictures. So how many apples do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3 in the first picture, and the second we've got 1, 2. So we've got 5 total. Bananas, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the second, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 8 total. Oranges, 1, 2, and none in the top. So we have 2 total. Now notice it's asking for apples, bananas, and oranges. I can't combine them because they're all different types of fruit. All right, so now we're going to talk about X's and Y's and numbers. So we're not dealing with fruit anymore. So how many X's? Very simple, just like the apples, bananas, we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many Y's? 1, 2, 3. And how many 2's? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 2's, or a total of 8. All right, so now we're going to talk about how we combine like terms, what you're going to see in algebra. And we're going to do the same thing we just did with the X's and the Y's and the apples and the oranges. We're just going to add or subtract or multiply the total number of X's. I've got 2 X's and I've got 5 X's. So I have 7X. And also, just like the last example we saw with the numbers where we had 4 different 2's, in this case we just have 1 4. And that's all we have to do to combine like terms. All we're trying to do is simplify a longer expression into something that's a little shorter. All right, in this second example, X's, we only have one thing with an X in it, and it's -3. All right, we've got 2 different numbers with Y's. We've got a +5Y and a -3Y. Okay, in this case, we're just gonna do +5 - 3, or 5 - 3 is 2Y. And then the total numbers we have without variables is just 7. All right, and the last one looks like a lot of numbers, a lot of variables. So we're going to kind of mark like we did on this previous one. I'm going to underline everything with an X. Okay, there's only 2 of them. So we have a +2 and a +2. It's 4X. Okay, so once again, we're just counting the total number of X's. And you don't have to use underlines or squares or circles, but just an idea to help you stay organized on a large problem. All right, so we have 1Y. We take 1 away, which gives us 0 Y's, and then we add 1Y again. So we have 1 minus 1 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Now when you have 1Y, you can just list it as Y. You don't have to put a 1 out front. And last, we have our numbers. We have a +6 and a -2. So we're just combining those two. If I have 6 and I take 2 away, I'm left with 4. So basically when we're combining like terms, all we're doing is taking the similar items and putting them together, whether they're positives or negatives, we add and subtract.